The next word is developed. Developed means something that has been improved or made more advanced. The country has a developed healthcare system. This means, the healthcare system in the country is very advanced and has been improved over time. The developed countries have better infrastructure and technology. This means, countries with more advanced systems have better roads, buildings, and technology. She moved to a developed city for better job opportunities. This means, she moved to a city that has more progress and better resources for work. The next word is developing. Developing means something that is growing or being improved, but isn't fully completed yet. The developing country is working on improving its education system. This means, the country is still working on making its education system better, but it's not fully developed yet. They are in the developing stages of creating a new software. This means they are still in the process of creating the software. It's not finished. The developing technology is changing the way we live. This means, the technology is still being improved, but it is already affecting our lives in big ways. The next word is device. A device is a piece of equipment or a tool, often something that uses technology. He uses a smartphone, which is a very popular device. This means, a smartphone is a common piece of technology people use for communication and other tasks. She bought a new cooking device to make preparing meals easier. This means she bought a tool that helps her cook more efficiently. The device was very easy to use and saved a lot of time. This means, the tool was simple to operate and helped her save time. The next word is devil. The devil is a figure often seen as the opposite of good, commonly in religious or mythological contexts. In many stories, the devil is portrayed as a dangerous or evil character. This means, the devil is often seen as a symbol of evil or temptation in different cultures. He was tempted by the devil to do bad things. This means he was influenced by evil to make poor choices. The devil is often used in stories to represent challenges or struggles. This means, in stories, the devil can symbolize difficulties or negative influences. The next phrase is devote something to somebody or something. To devote something to somebody or something means to give your time, energy, or resources to a specific cause or person. She devoted her life to helping others in need. This means, she spent all her time and energy trying to help people who were struggling. He devoted himself to studying medicine to become a doctor. This means he gave his full attention and effort to studying so that he could become a doctor. They devoted much of their time to volunteering at the shelter. This means, they spent a lot of time helping out at the shelter because they cared about it. The next word is devoted. Devoted means showing deep love, loyalty, or commitment to something or someone. She is a devoted mother who always puts her children first. This means, she is very loyal and caring toward her children, always thinking about them. He is a devoted fan of the football team, attending every game. This means he is very committed and loyal to the team, always supporting them. The team was devoted to winning the championship, practicing every day. This means, they were very focused and committed to becoming the best. The next word is dialogue. Dialogue means a conversation or discussion between two or more people. The movie had an interesting dialogue between the main characters. This means, the characters in the movie had meaningful conversations that helped move the story forward. The teacher encouraged an open dialogue with the students about their opinions. This means the teacher wanted the students to share their thoughts and ideas freely. The dialogue in the book was very realistic and reflected real-life conversations. This means, the conversations between characters in the book felt natural and true to life. The next word is diamond. A diamond is a precious, clear gemstone that is often used in jewelry. She wore a diamond ring on her finger. This means, she had a ring made from a valuable gemstone, often associated with luxury or engagement. Diamonds are one of the hardest substances on earth. This means, diamonds are extremely strong and difficult to break. The necklace was adorned with diamonds, making it look very elegant. This means the necklace was decorated with diamonds, giving it a luxurious appearance. The next phrase is die out. To die out means to stop existing or to disappear completely, usually referring to something like a species, tradition, or custom. Many species of animals are at risk of dying out due to climate change. This means, some animals may disappear forever because of environmental problems. Old traditions sometimes die out as people move away from past customs. This means some customs or ways of life disappear as time goes on and people adopt new practices. The practice of writing letters by hand is slowly dying out in the digital age. This means, fewer and fewer people are writing letters by hand because they prefer to use electronic communication. The next word is differ. To differ means to be different or not the same as something else. Their opinions differ on how the project should be handled. This means, they have different views or ideas about the project. The two paintings differ in style and color. This means the paintings are not the same. They have different artistic styles and colors. He differs from his brother in terms of personality. This means, he has a different character or nature compared to his brother. The next phrase is differ widely. To differ widely means to have very large differences, often in opinions or characteristics. Their views on politics differ widely, making it hard for them to agree. This means, their opinions are so different that they struggle to find common ground. The two cultures differ widely in terms of values and traditions. This means the two cultures have very distinct ways of thinking and living. The temperatures between the north and south of the country differ widely. This means, the weather can be very different depending on the region. The next phrase is cut very widely. To vary widely means to change greatly in different situations, conditions, or places. The prices of food can vary widely depending on the location and season. This means, the cost of food can change a lot depending on where you are and what time of year it is. The responses to the survey varied widely, showing different opinions. This means the answers to the survey were very different, reflecting a range of views. The weather conditions can vary widely from one region to another. This means, the weather can be very different depending on where you are. The next phrase is dig a hole or tunnel. To dig a hole or tunnel means to use a tool to remove dirt and create a space underground. They dug a hole to plant the tree in their backyard. This means, they used a shovel to remove dirt and make space for the tree. The workers are digging a tunnel through the mountain for a new railway. This means the workers are creating a passage underground by removing dirt and rock. He dug a small hole in the sand to hide his treasure. This means, he made a space in the sand to bury something. The next word is dilemma. A dilemma is a situation where you have to make a difficult choice between two or more options, often with no easy answer. She faced a dilemma when deciding between two job offers. This means, she had to choose between two good job opportunities, which was hard. The team was in a dilemma about whether to either going to continue the project or cancel it. This means the team couldn't decide if they should keep working on the project or stop it. He found himself in a moral dilemma when asked to lie for a friend. This means, he was in a difficult situation where he had to choose between telling the truth or helping his friend. The next word is dimension. A dimension refers to a measure of size, shape, or a specific aspect of something. The dimension of the room was perfect for a small gathering. This means, the room was the right size for a few people to meet. In physics, time is often referred to as the fourth dimension. This means time is considered an additional factor in how we understand space and movement. The artist worked with various dimensions in his sculptures. This means, the artist created sculptures with different sizes and perspectives. The next word is dip. To dip means to lower something briefly into a liquid, or it can refer to a decrease or reduction. She dipped her brush into the paint to add color to the canvas. This means, she put the brush into the paint for a short time before using it. Sales of the product dipped during the winter months. This means the sales decreased or went down for a period. He dipped the bread into the soup to soak it up. This means, he briefly put the bread into the soup to absorb the liquid. The next word is diplomat. A diplomat is a person who represents their country in foreign relations, usually working in an embassy. The diplomat discussed peace negotiations with officials from another country. This means, the diplomat talked about ways to solve problems between the two countries. She became a diplomat after years of working in international law. This means she took on this role after gaining experience in laws that affect countries. The diplomat's role is to maintain friendly relations between nations. This means, the diplomat's job is to help keep good connections between countries. The next word is disability. A disability is a condition that limits a person's physical or mental abilities in some way. He has a disability that affects his ability to walk. This means, he has a condition that makes it difficult for him to walk. The school provides support for students with disabilities. This means the school helps students who have physical or mental challenges. She is an advocate for people with disabilities, ensuring they have equal opportunities. This means, she works to ensure people with disabilities have the same chances as others. The next word is disagreement. A disagreement is when two or more people have different opinions or cannot come to an agreement. They had a disagreement about how to manage the project. This means, they couldn't agree on how to run the project. There was a loud disagreement during the meeting, but they eventually found a solution. This means there was an argument, but they managed to resolve it. The disagreement over the rules caused tension between the teams. This means, the difference in opinions led to some conflict between the groups. The next word is disappearance. Disappearance refers to the act of someone or something vanishing, often without explanation. The disappearance of the keys left her confused and worried. This means, the keys suddenly went missing and she didn't know where they were. The disappearance of the airplane remains a mystery. This means the plane vanished and no one knows what happened to it. Her sudden disappearance from the office shocked everyone. This means, she left without warning and no one knew where she went. The next word is disapprove. To disapprove means to not approve of something or to disagree with it. Her parents disapproved of her decision to move abroad. This means, her parents didn't agree with her choice to live in another country. He disapproved of the way his colleague handled the situation. This means he didn't agree with how his colleague dealt with the problem. The teacher disapproved of the student's behavior during the field trip. This means, the teacher was unhappy with how the students acted while on the trip. The next word is disaster. A disaster is a sudden event that causes great damage or harm, often resulting in loss or suffering. The earthquake was a disaster that destroyed many buildings. This means, the earthquake caused widespread destruction and damage. The oil spill in the ocean was an environmental disaster. This means the spill caused serious harm to the ocean and its creatures. The hurricane was a natural disaster that affected the entire region. This means, the hurricane caused significant damage to the area and its people. The next word is discipline. Discipline can refer to training people to follow rules or to a branch of knowledge, like a subject in education. Parents often teach their children discipline to help them follow rules. This means, parents guide their children to behave properly and respect boundaries. She studied a discipline related to environmental science. This means she focused on a specific field of study, like science that concerns nature. Maintaining discipline in the workplace is essential for productivity. This means, following rules and working hard is important for getting things done. The next word is discourage. To discourage means to make someone feel less confident or less willing to do something. His harsh words discouraged her from trying out for the team. This means, his criticism made her feel less motivated to join the team. The weather can sometimes discourage people from going outside. This means bad weather can make people not want to leave their homes. She was discouraged by the challenges she faced during the project. This means, the difficulties made her feel less hopeful about finishing the task. The next word is discourage somebody from doing something. To discourage somebody from doing something means to try to stop them from taking a certain action. His friends discouraged him from quitting his job without a backup plan. This means, his friends advised against leaving his job without having another option. The teacher discouraged the students from copying their classmates' work. This means the teacher told the students not to cheat or take others' answers. Parents often discourage their children from making hasty decisions. This means, parents try to prevent their children from rushing into choices without thinking. The next word is discovery. A discovery is the act of finding something or something new that is found. The discovery of the new planet excited scientists around the world. This means, finding a new planet made scientists feel thrilled and curious. Her discovery of a rare book in the library was quite surprising. This means she found a book that was unusual or not commonly seen. The discovery of electricity changed the world forever. This means, finding out how electricity works had a huge impact on society. The next word is disgrace. A disgrace refers to a situation in which someone or something is deeply ashamed or dishonored. The scandal was a public disgrace for the politician. This means, the politician's involvement in the scandal caused great shame. His actions brought disgrace to his family. This means his behavior caused his family to feel ashamed. Losing the match was a disgrace to the team's reputation. This means, the team's poor performance made them lose respect in the eyes of others. The next word is disguise. A disguise is something that is used to change or hide one's appearance to prevent recognition. She wore a disguise to attend the event without being noticed. This means, she used different clothes or makeup to look like someone else. The thief used a mask as a disguise during the robbery. This means the thief wore a mask to hide his face while committing the crime. He tried to disguise his excitement by staying calm. This means, he tried to hide how happy he was by not showing it too much. The next word is dishonest. Dishonest describes someone who is not truthful or who lies or cheats. The dishonest man was caught stealing from the store. This means, the man wasn't truthful and was found taking something without paying. She was dishonest about her whereabouts last night. This means she lied about where she was the previous evening. Being dishonest can damage your reputation and relationships. This means, lying can hurt the way others see you and affect your bonds with them. The next word is dishonesty. Dishonesty refers to the behavior of being untruthful or deceptive. His dishonesty was discovered when the company reviewed its records. This means, the company's investigation revealed that he had been lying or cheating. Dishonesty in a friendship can lead to distrust and hurt feelings. This means not being truthful with your friend can cause problems in the relationship. She felt uncomfortable with the dishonesty she saw around her. This means, she didn't like the lies and deceit happening in her environment. The next word is disorganized. Disorganized describes someone or something that is not arranged or structured properly. The disorganized office made it hard to find important documents. This means, the messy office made it difficult to locate the files you needed. She felt disorganized when trying to complete all her tasks at once. This means she struggled to keep things in order and finish everything on time. His disorganized approach to studying led to poor grades. This means, he didn't have a clear plan and it affected his academic performance. The next word is disposal. Disposal refers to the act of getting rid of something or the place where something can be discarded. The disposal of waste is a major environmental issue. This means, getting rid of trash properly is a big concern for the planet. We need to find a safe disposal method for hazardous materials. This means we have to figure out a way to throw away dangerous substances without harm. The disposal of old furniture can be difficult without proper services. This means, it can be hard to get rid of large items like old furniture unless you have the right help. The next word is disrupt. To disrupt means to interrupt or disturb something in a way that causes it to not function properly. The construction noise disrupted the meeting for several hours. This means, the loud sounds from the building project made it hard to focus on the meeting. The sudden change in schedule disrupted his plans for the day. This means the unexpected shift in timing messed up his arrangements. The new technology could disrupt the traditional way of doing business. This means, the innovation might change or even replace the old methods in the industry. The next word is dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction refers to a feeling of not being happy or content with something. There was widespread dissatisfaction with the new product release. This means, many people were unhappy with how the product turned out. Uh, his dissatisfaction with the service was obvious when he complained to the manager. This means he made it clear that he wasn't pleased with the way things were handled. Dissatisfaction with the current situation led to calls for change. This means, people were unhappy with how things were and wanted improvements. The next word is dissatisfied. Dissatisfied describes the feeling of being unhappy or not content with something. She was dissatisfied with the hotel's customer service during her stay. This means, she wasn't happy with the help or attention she received while at the hotel. The team felt dissatisfied with their performance in the last game. This means the team wasn't happy with how they played and wanted to do better. He was dissatisfied with the decision and expressed his concerns. This means, he wasn't happy with what happened and shared his thoughts on it. The next word is distant. Distant describes something far away in space or time. The distant mountain looked beautiful under the setting sun. This means, the mountain was far away, but still appeared lovely as the sun set. He had distant memories of his childhood, but they were fading. This means he remembered parts of his childhood, but they weren't as clear anymore. They maintained a distant relationship despite living in the same city. This means, they didn't have a close connection, even though they were geographically close. The next word is distinction. Distinction refers to a difference or a special quality that sets someone or something apart. The artist received distinction for her unique style in the competition. This means, she was recognized for having a special, different approach. There is a clear distinction between the two products based on quality. This means the two products are noticeably different because one is better in terms of quality. Earning a distinction in his field gave him greater professional opportunities. This means, receiving special recognition in his career opened more doors for him. The next word is distinguish. To distinguish means to recognize the difference between things or people. It's easy to distinguish between the two paintings because of their colors. This means, you can tell the difference between them just by looking at the colors. She could distinguish the two voices on the phone, even though they sounded similar. This means she was able to tell who was speaking, despite their voices being alike. The teacher tried to distinguish the students' individual talents in the class. This means, the teacher worked to identify what made each student's skill unique. The next word is distinguished. Distinguished describes someone who is respected, important, or has achieved a lot. The distinguished professor gave a lecture on climate change. This means, the respected and well-known professor spoke about the topic of climate change. He had a distinguished career as a lawyer, winning many notable cases. This means he had a successful and impressive professional journey with many big achievements. The distinguished guest was greeted with great respect at the event. This means, the important guest received special treatment when they arrived. The next word is distract. To distract means to take someone's attention away from something. The loud noise distracted her while she was studying for the exam. This means, the noise made it hard for her to focus on her studying. He tried to distract the children so they wouldn't notice the surprise. This means he wanted to take their attention away from what was about to happen. It's easy to get distracted by social media while working. This means, it's simple to lose focus and get sidetracked by online activities when you're supposed to be working. The next word is distressing. Distressing describes something that causes a lot of worry or sadness. The news of the accident was deeply distressing for everyone involved. This means, hearing about the accident caused a lot of emotional pain for everyone. It was distressing to see the state of the animals in the shelter. This means it was upsetting to witness how poorly the animals were being treated. The situation at the hospital was becoming increasingly distressing as more patients arrived. This means, things were getting worse and more troubling as more people needed care. The next word is distribute. To distribute means to give out or spread something to different people or places. The volunteers helped distribute food to the homeless after the storm. This means, the volunteers gave out food to those in need after the disaster. The company plans to distribute the new product to all major retailers. This means the company will make the product available in many stores. They need to distribute the tasks evenly to avoid overwhelming anyone. This means, they should divide the work fairly so no one has too much to do. The next word is disturb. To disturb means to interrupt or cause someone to be unsettled or worried. The loud music disturbed my concentration while studying. This means, the noise made it difficult for me to focus. Please don't disturb the meeting. We need to stay focused. This means don't interrupt or cause any distractions during the meeting. He was disturbed by the news of the accident. This means, he was upset and worried after hearing about the incident. The next word is diverse. Diverse means having many different types or forms. The city has a diverse population with people from many different cultures. This means, the city is made up of people from a variety of backgrounds. The university offers diverse programs in arts, sciences, and business. This means the university provides many different kinds of study programs. The team has diverse skills, which helps them solve problems from various angles. This means, the team has a wide range of talents, which makes them more effective. The next word is divided. Divided means split into separate parts or groups. The opinion was divided. Some people agreed and others disagreed. This means, people had different views on the topic. The country was divided into different regions with their own unique cultures. This means the country was separated into areas, each with its own traditions. They were divided over how to handle the situation with no clear consensus. This means, they couldn't agree on what should be done about the issue. The next word is division. Division refers to the act of separating something into parts or a group within a larger organization. The company's division into smaller units helped improve efficiency. This means, separating the company into smaller sections made things run more smoothly. The division between the two departments was clear with different responsibilities. This means there was a distinct separation of duties between the two departments. The team faced division when it came to making a decision about the project. This means, the team was split into different opinions about what to do. The next word is dizzy. Dizzy means feeling lightheaded or as if everything is spinning. She felt dizzy after spinning around too many times. This means, she felt like the room was spinning because of the motion. The heat made me feel dizzy, so I had to sit down. This means the hot weather caused me to feel unsteady and weak. He was dizzy after standing up too quickly. This means, standing up fast made him feel like he might lose his balance. The next phrase is do a good job. To do a good job means to perform a task well or successfully. She did a good job organizing the event, and everyone had a great time. This means, she did really well in managing the event, and it turned out to be enjoyable. He did a good job on the presentation and impressed everyone. This means his presentation was well done, and people were impressed by it. If you do a good job, your efforts will be recognized. This means, when you perform well, people will notice and appreciate it. The next phrase is do damage. To do damage means to harm or destroy something. The storm did damage to the houses, breaking windows and uprooting trees. This means, the storm caused destruction, breaking things and knocking down trees. The car accident did some damage to the vehicle, but luckily no one was hurt. This means the crash caused harm to the car, but the people inside were fine. The fire did significant damage to the building, and repairs will take months. This means, the fire caused a lot of harm to the structure, and it will take a long time to fix it. The next phrase is do harm. To do harm means to cause damage or injury to someone or something. His careless actions did harm to the environment. This means, his actions caused damage to nature. The gossip did harm to her reputation and people started avoiding her. This means the rumors negatively affected how others saw her. Using chemicals irresponsibly can do harm to your health. This means, improper use of chemicals can be bad for your well-being. The next phrase is do somebody good. To do somebody good means to help or benefit someone. Regular exercise can do you good by improving your health. This means, exercising regularly is good for your body. Helping others can do them good and make you feel better too. This means assisting others not only helps them, but also makes you feel good inside. Taking a break now and then will do you good, especially when you're feeling stressed. This means, resting occasionally will benefit you when you're overwhelmed. The next phrase is do up something or do something up. To do up something means to fasten or secure something or to decorate or renovate something. She did up her coat to keep warm in the cold weather. This means, she fastened her coat to stay warm. They decided to do up their house by painting the walls and buying new furniture. This means they renovated their home by improving its appearance. Can you do up your shoes before we leave? This means, could you tie your shoes so we can go? The next phrase is do without somebody or something. To do without means to manage or cope without having something or someone. During the camping trip, we had to do without electricity and rely on candles. This means, we managed the situation without electricity, using candles instead. I can't do without my morning coffee. It's part of my routine. This means I really need coffee every morning to start my day. She had to do without her phone while it was being repaired. This means, she managed without her phone until it was fixed. The next word is domestic. Domestic refers to things related to the home or household. She prefers to do domestic tasks like cooking and cleaning rather than going out. This means, she enjoys staying at home and doing chores. Domestic animals such as dogs and cats are kept as pets in many households. This means pets like dogs and cats are raised in homes. The company focuses on domestic markets rather than international trade. This means, the business mainly operates within its own country. The next word is dominate. To dominate means to have control or influence over something or someone. The team dominated the game, winning by a large margin. This means, the team was in control throughout the match and won easily. The country's culture dominates the region, influencing local customs. This means the culture of the country has a strong effect on nearby areas. She tends to dominate conversations, always speaking more than anyone else. This means, she often controls discussions, talking the most. The next word is donate. To donate means to give something, often money or goods, to a cause or charity. They decided to donate their old clothes to a local shelter. This means, they gave away their clothes to help others in need. He donated a large sum of money to support education in the community. This means he contributed a significant amount of money to help local schools. Would you like to donate blood at the clinic? This means, are you interested in giving blood to help others? The next word is donation. A donation is a gift or contribution, often money or goods, given to help others or support a cause. Her donation to the charity helped provide food for many families. This means, her gift of money supported a charity that provided food. The local community made generous donations to help rebuild the school. This means people contributed a lot to support the school's reconstruction. They organized a donation drive to collect toys for children in need. This means, they set up an event to gather toys for kids who needed them. The next phrase is don't ask me. Don't ask me is used when someone doesn't know or doesn't want to explain something. Why did she leave so suddenly? Don't ask me. I have no idea. This means, I don't know the reason for her sudden departure. How much did it cost? Don't ask me. I haven't looked at the price. This means I didn't check the price, so I can't say. Where did he go? Don't ask me. He didn't tell me. This means, I wasn't told where he went, so I don't know. The next phrase is don't ask. Don't ask is often used in an exasperated or frustrated tone when someone doesn't want to talk about something. I can't believe what happened last night. Don't ask. This means, I don't want to talk about it. It's too complicated or embarrassing. How did you end up in trouble? Don't ask. This means it's not something I want to explain right now. Why is she so upset? Don't ask. This means, it's something I don't want to discuss or explain. The next phrase is don't hesitate to do something. To don't hesitate to do something means you should feel free or confident to do it without delay. If you need any help, don't hesitate to call me. This means, you can call me anytime if you need assistance. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. This means feel free to ask without worrying. Don't hesitate to speak up if you have a suggestion. This means, you should share your thoughts without holding back. The next word is dose. A dose is a specific amount of medicine or drug taken at one time. The doctor recommended a smaller dose of the medication for his condition. This means, he was advised to take a smaller amount of medicine. Take 1 dose of the medicine every morning before breakfast. This means you should take the medicine in the specified amount each day. He forgot to take his dose, and now he feels worse. This means, he didn't take the required medicine and is feeling sick again. The next word is doubtful. Doubtful means uncertain or unsure about something. She felt doubtful about the decision, unsure if it was the right choice. This means, she wasn't sure if the decision was correct. The weather looks doubtful, so we might cancel the outdoor event. This means the weather doesn't seem promising, so the event may be canceled. I'm doubtful that we'll finish the project on time given the current progress. This means, I'm not sure we will complete the project in time with how things are going. The next word is draft. A draft is a preliminary version of a document or plan. She wrote the first draft of the essay last night, and now she needs to revise it. This means, she completed the initial version of the essay and will edit it. The team submitted a draft proposal for the new marketing strategy. This means they handed in an early version of the marketing plan. He reviewed the draft of the report before finalizing it for submission. This means, he checked the initial version of the report before making it final.